Hello everyone, it's the Cursing Seamstress. This video will be really quick. It seems like all my videos are done when I'm going somewhere. Today is a big day because I am getting hearing aids. I have noticed trouble with my hearing probably since 2001 when I was teaching nursing students and doing PowerPoints with NCLEX questions on them, and I could not differentiate between the letters B and D when the students would call out the answers and they would have to say B as in boy or D as in dog. So I don't know, I guess it has gotten worse. My daughter, it's funny how people react to somebody who can't hear because they tend to get angry. So, you know, she'll say something and I'll repeat it, what I thought I heard, and she'll say, "Mom, no." And then she'll raise her voice louder in an aggravated way. And I think that's a normal reaction from people, that just the frustration at having to repeat and say things over again. So 2 weeks ago, I had my hearing checked. If you want to fast forward and not hear this, you go right ahead. But I had my hearing checked, I think the first time officially about 5 years ago, and it showed deficits. And the audiologist, I really liked her, but her attitude was, you know, you can get hearing aids if you want to, but your hearing loss is about the same level as my husband's, and he just turns the TV up and I talk louder to him, and you know, that kind of thing. So I kind of went along for another couple of years, and then I went back to the same place, had my hearing tested again. It had not changed over that 2-year period. And this time I decided to go to a different audiologist, and so I think my hearing's the same. She didn't have anything to compare it to, but I think it's about the same. And it's at high levels that I lose the ability to hear. So higher voices, women's voices, little kids' voices, my grandboys, I find it harder to hear them. There's a lady who does the weather who has a really high voice, and I just, you know, I can't hear it. So anyway, so I went, and so I looked at my options and chose a set. They're bilateral hearing aids. So today I'm going to go get them. It's about an hour away from me. So I'll let you know how it goes. I'm pretty excited about it, I think. Not that I want to wear hearing aids, but you know, you get to a certain age where certain things take precedence over vanity and appearances, and for me, hearing takes precedence over somebody hearing or seeing that I have a little device on my ear. So they're pretty discreet. I'll show you when I get them. Just quickly, this is not sewing as much as it is embroidery. It's getting to be Christmas, and I did something similar for my now 11-year-old grandboy. When he was in first grade, I think, I made some Christmas ornaments that were embroidered. And so this year I decided to do gifts for my now in first grade grandboy. So, and I volunteer in his class one day a week, actually today, and I couldn't go because of this appointment I have, but I'll just show you. I use a digitizing program called Embroidery, which I really like. My embroidery machine is made by Pfaff. It's a Creative 3.0. And I love it. I use it very, very often. Pretty much every week I use it. So I digitized names on bookmarks, and it was just unbelievably easy to do. So this is one. This is my grandboy. It's very simple. You just import the letters. That stitches out first. You can stitch 3 at a time in the hoop, a big hoop that I have. And then, so you stitch all the names first in whatever color you pick, then you, and then you put on the back of the felt behind the, if you don't embroider it, a lot of this might not make sense, but you actually put on a back. You just slip it under the hoop while it's still on the embroidery machine, or you can take it off. You can take it off the embroidery machine. And you put the back on. So, and then you stitch the design that puts a rectangle around the name. So when you get done, you actually have a nice, you don't see all the letters, the backs of the letters, which would look kind of sloppy, because you have that second piece of felt on it. So I did use felt for the front and the back. And in between, I have something called a, it's a stabilizer. And I used, actually this group, I'm stitching out 3 more names right now. I'm using a tearaway stabilizer, but I think in this I used a cutaway. Cutaway means that it's not made of paper. There's a synthetic fiber in there that that has to be cut. You can't tear it like the tearaway, which is paper based. So that's just one. And then I just did a simple buttonhole there to put the ribbon through. So here's another one. At Walmart, they have this sparkly felt, comes on like an 8.5 by 11 size sheet. So that's another one. Did some different colors here. I used the same font in all of them, but just I varied the color of the ribbon and the colors of the felt and the fonts. So I'm finishing that up, and I should be able to give those to his mother so she can get them to the class whenever they have their little Christmas celebration. Then the other thing I did this morning, my son-in-law, I've mentioned this many times, he is an avid hunter and fisherman. He's really hard to buy for, unless you get him a Bass Pro Shop gift card, which I'll probably end up doing too. But I found this design and had bought it a while ago and decided to stitch it out on a towel. So I'll just hold it up. It says fresh fish catch of the day. So that's what it looks like. If you see any stuff that's sticking on there, when you embroider on towels, in order to compress the nap and have the embroidery design look better, you use something called wash away stabilizer, and you just excuse me, set it on top, and when it stitches a design out, it compresses it down flat, and then you just throw it in the washing machine. I'm gonna let him wash it. I've washed the towel prior to embroidering, which is something I always do. And then he can throw it in the machine and wash off that wash off stuff on the top. So again, I think that's a cute design. This came from my favorite place, 2 favorite places. This came from Embroidery Library. If you ever want to look at just what it would be like to stitch some of these things out and see what designs are available, just go to Embroidery Library. Its sister site is called Urban Threads. Those are, I've mentioned this before, a little bit edgier designs, but they are sister companies, and just browse, pick a category and browse and just see some of the amazing stuff that these designers do. That's all I have. I hope you have a great day. I will see you shortly. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.